Well, hello Richard.
Hi.
Now, it's a lovely day today here at Congenies. I was just wondering, you're the facilitator here at Congenies.
Yep.
And can you give the audience a bit of an idea of what it entails, you know, the things that you do, what makes the week, as you might say?
Yeah. I got interested in QVA because I came on a working retreat like this one 2 years ago, and I thought, hey, this combination is just what I need. In a way, there's three parts to us. We've got the head, lots of thinking, the heart, and the Quaker way is, and the body. And I thought the Quakers are pretty good when it comes to the heart, and they're pretty clever as well. But there's not a lot of reference to the body. And yet it's starting to be interested. People are starting to ask questions. There's a book by young friends, I think called Spiritual Rising, and there's a chapter in there called, an article in there called Bring Your Body to Worship. So I thought, well look, QVA does this because in a working retreat you're working with your body, you're working with your thinking and your feelings, because there's not only work sessions, but I mean physical work sessions, but there is also...
I was just going to say, so basically the theme of the week is basically body awareness.
Well,
which is what you say. That's the main flow of the week.
Well, we started yesterday, if you remember, with a theme of... I know, with the theme of being present in the body while you're working. Today we moved on to our power of attention and collecting our attention every hour. So as you know, there's a church bells which ring every hour, but in this particular village, in case you don't hear them the first time, there's a gap of 2 minutes and then they ring again. And so it's perfect, a little reminding factor to come back to your body, to come back to the present moment, and to be in possession of your attention instead of letting it be used all the time.
You mean a kind of an awareness? An
increased awareness.
So can I just make a point? So what you do is to stop whatever you're doing on the striking of the village clock, and you stand still, all of you, whatever, or sit, whatever you're engaged in, and you're perfectly still. And this, it gives them an increased body awareness, you think?
The body awareness is just a means of actually collecting, pulling yourself together, someone said, collecting your attention to just being more aware of being here now.
The here and now. Sounds a bit like Buddhism. So, and how do you start the day to help with this body awareness?
Well,
is there any sort of...
We started this morning, as you know, because we did...
Well, I joined in,
We did Tai Chi, and that's just a gentle way of being a little bit more conscious of simple movements. And then we then have breakfast together and relax. And then we go into the work session with a theme. We have a meeting for worship before that, have a work session, and that lasts until 1 o'clock when we have a good meal, because we have some of our team in the kitchen with different teams each day.
Different jobs are allocated to different people. Can I just clarify, how long is the work session for? How much of the day is
which one is
involved in the working?
The practical, physical work begins about 9:30. We have a bit of a break for a cup of tea, coffee at 11, and goes until 1 o'clock.
So it's about 4 hours, say.
And then in the afternoon it's free, and it's good to rest. And then at 5:30 we have what's called a retreat session. And the retreat session this year are based on the theme of sustainability.
Sustainability.
The future of our planet Earth and the human species and all the other animals and
which is very
plants.
important.
And as you remember, on the first day we had sharing of difficult feelings about the future. And there was a wide range of feeling of despair and of hope. But I think what came through was the importance of being together, the importance of the Society of Friends, the importance of community. And so that's the second reason I really like QVA, because it builds community.
And it's therapeutic in a way, isn't
Yeah.
it, don't you think?
I would love each area meeting to have a QVA group. And if they don't have work to do on the meeting house or in the meeting house garden, there are elderly people as part of the meeting who would love a group of friends to go and do their garden.
I'm sure they
paint their kitchen, etc.
Yeah. So we have them in different parts of the world, is that right?
Yeah, apparently.
So there's actually Svartbagen, I think, in Sweden, which I attended, Northern Ireland, the Netherlands. So it's quite a thing which goes on through the year.
Yeah. And I think possibly the high point is the course in Ramallah.
Oh, Ramallah, of course.
In Palestine.
Yeah, Palestine.
Which is twice a year. But the people who have been on that course say it's really a life changer.
I believe so. I believe so. And that's twice a year, by the way.
I believe.
And let's also remember Swarthmore Hall
in
England, which is twice a year. So that basically, it's about 12 retreats a year then. So
Good.
yeah, it's quite a good thing that's been going on, I think, for about 5 years. Would you like to refresh your notes there? Is that it?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thanks a lot then.
Great.
Thanks, Richard. Very interesting. Are we all right?
If you start with right foot forward a little bit, and don't be, well, it's up to you, but our teacher sort of was fairly relaxed in the knees, not stiff. Whatever comfortable for you. And then it's chi from the earth, but not yet. Pankoch. Wait. It's chi. It's. Can you join me? Can you do it? No, I want to just do the teaching. I don't think we should really. We don't need to. We've got enough people. Okay. We don't need to. Right. So, it's chi from the earth.
Let's do it.
Oh, what?
Cheese.
Are you going to?
The cheese, you get it from the earth. So you. Always a shot from the earth.
Yeah.
Then you can go forward 1 foot. Just
Then you
make
go
yourself
forward with
very
1 foot.
comfortable. Don't be. Just make sure you're quite. You're not going because you're going to be moving. So you want to make sure you never go off balance.
And then it's just gathering the energy. And we can do 4 or 5. When we're filmed, I'll just say, 1 more, like now, 1 more. And then we'll do... Sorry?
We're waiting for you.
We're going to go... yeah. The first movement is just gathering, well, there's 2 movements there. One is gathering chi from the earth, and then right foot like this. Now, I'm going to put some music on, but after that I'm going to go into...
Well, you do it. You don't have to explain, you just do it and
we'll just do it.
Yeah.
But just for you to know, it's going to be the 3 greetings, which is right hand for the sky. And then right hand to the earth, and then right hand to the trees.
To the trees, actually, you put your hand level with the arms.
And it's best to follow your hand with your eyes as you do the tree, and then similar. And then the last one is we'll do energy from the sun, which is bring down.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
Okay, we won't do that. We'll do. Do we do opening the gate? So we'll go into the garden then. Yeah, I know you follow it. Now I'm going to put the music on. And pick up my trousers.
On film, you know.
And I've lost the remote.
You brought it with you, it's still there.
I found it.
You don't need a piece of paper there.
I do.
There you go. You know what you're doing. He does it 3 times a week. He knows what he's doing.
Stop. Stop. Ah, it's because we've moved it and turned it off, I think. So I'm going to turn it off. Hello, it says.
Hello, it says.
This is not true.
Hello. Oh, I think we should do the tea ceremony, darling.
What do you say?
I think we should do the tea ceremony and say do a hello.
Idealise that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah. Just do it while I'm getting it.
Right, let's begin.
The tea ceremony.
That might complicate things in
You can stand there.
The tea ceremony is
we'll do
lovely.
the whole thing. We'll do a lovely thing, which is we go into the garden. So we've started, so we won't start again. We're going to go into the garden and we'll do the painting with the artist, and then we'll finish with the tea ceremony.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall I put the music on now then?
Yeah?
Cool.
Yeah, we're starting.
Okay, we
Stop
start.
talking about it and do it. All you have to do is do what I do, and it doesn't matter which side you want to do. It's quite a free thing. Just the thing to remember is that chi is here. I mean, the movement you do is from here. Okay? So it's not a question of going just like that, when you go like that. Okay? La porte pour entrer dans le jardin. Maintenant on est dans le jardin. On rencontre l'artiste. Francis Ponceau. Qui va faire un passion. C'est d'abord. Les plus grandes herbes. Cascades. Les vagues. On ramasse les lotus, les feuilles de lotus, on les laisse partir, on sèche, les met au soleil, des deux côtés. Puis on va faire une maison avec un toit. A house with a Chinese roof. In the garden, we're going to do the tea ceremony. So, first of all, we greet our friends.
Joe, I wonder if you could tell us a little about your experience in Palestine, your QVA retreat. It would be nice to hear.
I went on the QVA retreat in September 2010, and one of the places that we visited in Palestine was the Ramallah Quaker School, which made a great impression on us. The maturity and political know-how of the pupils was quite astonishing. I think it put us to shame, rather. And as a result, we arranged, when I got back to Reading with two of the others who were there, we arranged a visit from pupils from Ramallah and a teacher to come over to Reading and spend some time with us last summer, which was a very successful enterprise and a good spin-off from our visit.
Very interesting. And Keith, we've done a couple of retreats together. I know you went to Palestine, didn't you? When was that? 2000?
That was 2010, the same time as Joe. That's right.
So how was it for you then?
It was an amazing experience. We met up with some of the Israeli peace groups that were working to promote relations with the Palestinian people. And we went to a settlement in the West Bank and we met a family there. And of course that was a very, very different perspective to the one that the peace groups had. But then we went on to into the West Bank and we stayed with a family there and we met different people there. And they made us so welcome. And we went into the market and they just, when they realised where we were from, they just gave us fruit. I mean, can you imagine that happening in this country? And everywhere they were just so welcoming, so friendly, but above all they were wanting just to tell us about the situation that they're in. The situation is so desperate because everywhere the Israeli military presence is felt.
Well,
we did also pick lots of olives. We helped out three different families with olive picking, which was wonderful. It was a lovely thing to be doing in the shade of the olive trees, but with lots of people to talk to. Although the families that we picked olives for weren't always able to understand English, and this, of course, was another minus for us that we couldn't do much Arabic. But we did have some good consultations, and they taught us a lot, didn't they? We went to people's homes because they gave us the most wonderful meals when we picked their olives.
And the reason we were picking the olives is because often the people there in their olive trees, they just can't pick them for fear of the settlers. They will just come down and abuse them, might even use violence. So having outsiders there just makes them feel a bit more protected and a bit safer.
Well, it sounds a very interesting experience you both had. Thanks very much for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.